WYML, yes, and it can happen to you. It could happen to you. You never know when it's going to happen, do you, Lottie?
No, you don't.
But someday you may wake up and you may have the need for a service dog or an emotional support dog, right?
Yes, correct.
So tell us about your friend here.
Cooper the Corgi. He is my service dog for PTSD, anxiety, low blood sugar. We travel full-time helping other vets around the world, or around the states mostly. We actually even spoke as recently as June in front of Congress in D.C. about non-opioid pain relief for veterans.
Awesome, very awesome. Now, how did Cooper come to be with you?
I was agoraphobic. My PTSD, I had just survived a suicide attempt and had become agoraphobic where I would not leave my condo. And I was about to step down as being veteran engagement director for a nonprofit. And people saw me in distress, reached out, and a local organization, well, they're not an organization, but a farm that uses their horses for equestrian therapy for vets. He was the runt of a litter, and I got lucky enough to be gifted to him.
Okay. Now, you mentioned Cooper, the Corgi. It's
Yes.
unusual for Corgis to be support dogs, right?
It is. In fact, when he was gifted to me, I was kind of snotty. I regret that now, looking back. I said, that's going to be my service dog. And they said, well, yes, you don't need him for mobility work. Herding dogs are very smart, especially when it comes to being in tune with their handlers and being in tune to PTSD. And he has proven that more times than not. It is not normal for a service dog with their handler to tune to other people, but us going into the VA hospitals across the nation, he has picked up on other veterans in distress where I will actually ask them, because I always go by his guidance. He will alert and pull me towards that veteran, and I take a step back, and then I say, excuse me, I'm a little embarrassed to ask. My dog is alerting that he would like to help you. And they're like, I'm having a real bad day, my PTSD, what can he do for me? And I said, well, if you will allow him, he will provide DBT therapy. And I've got tons of pictures over the last 3 years of him helping other veterans.
Very nice, very cool. Good job, Cooper. Now, you had mentioned that you got Cooper through another organization, so not through Canines for Vets.
No.
But how did you come to be with or work with Canines for Vets?
Jeeps for Vets asked me to speak out for the very first time about being a suicide survivor. And I was bridging that gap and being prepared, and knowing Chris the way I do, I said, I trust you that I'm in good hands. So sure. And I did my speech, and I saw Dan Miller, and I think he's the founder of Canine for Vets, and seeing what they do, knowing myself what a service dog can do for you. I'm very passionate, and yes, service dogs can save your life in more ways than one.
I have no doubt about that. Now I'm looking at some of the patches on Cooper's vest here. I see one that says PTSD does not mean pet the service dog. There's another one here. It says do not pet, I don't bite, but my handler does?
Yes, we actually had an incident at Disney. He was allowed to come in as my service dog, and a lot of people, because he's so cute, they think they can come up and pet him without reading the patches or without asking. So it was crowded. I had to scoop him up in my arms. There was no place to sit to let him task. And a person came up and asked, didn't even ask me. He was licking and patting my shoulder. He was doing kind of like a form of tapping. And he was licking my face to center me. My PTSD, my panic attacks get so bad, I get tunnel hearing, tunnel vision, profuse sweating. And if my nervous system doesn't reset, I will fall out, like dead on the ground almost, and it's hard to get me back. So the woman grabbed him from tasking and was like, aren't you just the cutest thing? I was not in the right frame of mind, so I took a step forward out of character, and I said, an inappropriate comment, do you want to find out why the VA has me so heavily medicated? Get your hands off my service dog now. Wow. So yes, that patch is very well warranted, but I'm not always like that. Anybody who knows me was like, yeah, that's very out of character for you. But when a service dog is tasking, they're tasking for a reason. They're bringing that veteran's nervous system down. They're saving that veteran's life. Do not approach a service dog without asking.
That's one of the cardinal rules for a stranger approaching a service dog is do not interact with the dog.
Correct.
Right? Is there any time where it would be with the handler's permission they can?
Yes, I'm asked all the time because, unfortunately, he is so dang cute. And if I'm having a good day, I have no problem. Yes, thank you for asking. Or especially if it's for educational purposes, I love when a parent is educating their child.
Right.
And I'll explain, like, here's a treat, this is what you do, and this is what he does for me. And then that instance, as long as I'm having a good day and he's for it and he's not alerting to me, then yes, ask. But if I'm having a bad day and if I say no, or he's telling me, no, I'm picking up on something you're not, then respect the handler and step away.
Okay, so always ask permission.
Yes.
Don't just go up and assume that you can just start petting the dog
Yes,
or interacting
correct.
with them. And if they say no, no means no.
Yes, correct.
Just like everything else,
Yes.
right? All right, well, Lottie, thank you very much. We're glad you're out here this afternoon enjoying the clear blue skies, getting some vitamin D like we all need.
Yes.
And we're going to have a little bit more coming up from the Sandbar on Lake Marie in Antioch here on 99.9 WYML.
Thank you.